معصيته القائل أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون. وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على أفضل وأشرف وخير وأزكى خلق الله، خير من جاء لهداية البشر، وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين، وعلى أزواجه أمهات المؤمنين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. My brothers and sisters, indeed, I enjoin upon you and upon myself the fear of Allah Ta'ala. Inshallah, today's sermon, we will be looking at some of the teachings of one of the verses of the glorious Quran, precisely verse 7, part of verse 7 of Surah Al-Isra, that is Surah 17 of the glorious Quran. In that noble verse, Allah Ta'ala is saying, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن أحسنتم أحسنتم لأنفسكم وإن أسأتم فلها. Allah Ta'ala, in this portion of this verse, is guiding us towards what will give us a better life. Is guiding us towards what will give us peace, towards what will give us harmony, towards what will give us security, towards what will give us whatever you want. That is all the goods. I usually say to us from time to time that our state is basically a reflection of the kind of people we are, the kind of characters we have. It doesn't matter which angle you are looking at it from. The people determines the look of the environment. Like I told us some time back, as a land, there's nothing wrong with our country. But the problem of our country is the people, not the country itself. There's nothing is wrong with Nigeria. Nothing is wrong with Lagos. Nothing is wrong with Kano. Nothing is wrong with Imo. Nothing is wrong with anywhere. Mention any place, whether small place or big place. But rather, the good, if the place is good, that means the people are good. If the place is bad, it means the people are bad. And like I do remind us from time to time, the more influence we, the creatures of Allah, most especially human beings, the more influence we have on anything, the more problem it will have. And the less influence we have on that thing, the less problem it will have. If you don't have influence, that means Allah takes you completely out of it, right? So anything He takes control fully, He didn't give you any opportunity to control, then it will go okay. But the moment your own influence comes in, the problem begins. That's why when you see the way Allah structured the life, the more important something is to you, the most important thing you need in life, you discover that you don't need any human being to access that thing or to access that person. That is who? Allah. So you don't need anybody to connect to Allah. If you believe in Allah, you follow Him, that's all. If your father is shaitan, he will still accept you. If your father is a prophet, he will accept you. If you did not obey him, if your father is shaitan, he won't accept you. If your father is a prophet, he won't accept you. So meaning, it is not ultimate. Your connection with him is about your deed. It's not about any human. And that's why you have people from very rotten home, and they are still one of the best people, most closest to Allah. And you also have some people from the best of the homes, and they are one of the most disconnected people from Allah Ta'ala. يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي. He brings out al-hayy, something living, something good. From what? From dead. From something rotten. ويخرج الميت. He brings out something good out of something what bad or rotten. or something dead, and he brings out something what? Dead, or evil, or spoiled from what? Or living from what? From something what? Living, or something good. So it can go anyway. That's why you have some prophets that their children are going to hell, and you have prophets that their children are going to Jannah. You have, Fir'aun, his wife is going to where? Going to Jannah. And you have Prophet Nuh and Prophet Lut. Their wives are going to where? To hell. So, and apart from the, after that, you need air, right? So no government is controlling air. The oxygen, you take it. Any government controlling? Yeah. Because you can't do without it. So Allah decided to what? Not to hand the control to anybody. So you see, because nobody controls that, yes, there is no big man, small man inside. I mean, yes, everybody takes according to his need. If you don't need it, it will pass. You don't need to save anything. You don't hide anything anywhere. You take what you need. The one you don't need goes to what others who need. But the one we have influence inside, sometimes you will see that sometimes the one you don't need, you will still hide it. You deprive those who what? Who need it within the limit of the power or the control you have over it. So going back to the verse we just, or the portion we just quoted, Allah Ta'ala is telling us, that in this verse of the Quran, in Ahsantum, He said, if you do good, Ahsantum, you've done good for who? The Anfusikum, for yourself. In Asaktum, if you do what? Evil. If you do bad, if you establish mischief, what happens? When asahtum falaha, it is what? It is still for yourself. That is, you are the one to suffer the consequences of that. So, my brothers and sisters, indeed, we must always remember this. Admonition from Allah Ta'ala, commandment from Allah Ta'ala, for us to try as much as we can to always do something good. Whatever good you do, you will benefit from that good before anybody. No matter what. Let's assume you dash someone money. Yes, you dash somebody money. Before the person you dashed money benefits from that money, you will benefit first. Number one, as you are extending the money to that person, people will begin to interpret you or name you or consider you as what? A generous person. They begin to what? Give you good what? Quality. They begin to love you as a result of that. They want to be like you. He is generous. He is kind. As you are handing to the person, if he is also a good person, the appreciative type, as he's receiving the money, he's praying for you. If you gave him to what? To go and pay his child's school fees. Or you gave him to go and pay his hospital bill. You know, as you are giving him, the payment won't be done instantly. You have to take some minutes or some time to what? To execute that. But your own instantly. One thing about good deed is this. The moment immediately you do it, Allah drops your reward for you. No waste of time. And when you do the good, the minimum reward Allah gives you for that good is what? Minimum is times 10. So who benefits? You benefited more than the person whom you helped. Because the person you helped, what you help him with does not belong to you. It was just an amana. That is, it is just a trust given to you by Allah. The owner is Allah. He only entrusted it to you. He said what? For us to see how you will what? what you will do with it or how you will utilize it. But after you give the person, Allah will reward you in the hereafter, and He will reward you in this world. I want us to remember something. Mostly when we talk about doing good and Allah will reward you, most of us are thinking it's just about the record Allah is putting down for you. That is the reward. No, even right from this world, you have reward for the good you do. Because the good you do, the first benefit comes in this world, not in the hereafter. First benefit comes where? Here. And the hereafter benefit comes what? When you die. That one is there. The benefit over there, you won't get it until you die. That's why, like in this world, Allah says, "Man amila salihan." Whoever does righteous deed, min dhakarin, either good, min dhakar, male or untha or female, wa huwa mu'min, and is a believer. Allah says, "Falanuhyiyannahu hayatan tayyiba." We will make him live a good life. That is in this world. And then in the hereafter, what happens? So, وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّهُمْ, we will compensate them in the hereafter بِأَحْسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ, with something better than what they do. Today we say the economy is bad. Some of the situations are what? Self-inflicted. They are not natural. It's as a result of what? The handiwork of some of us. مَا أَصَابَكُم بِمُصِيبَةٍ, Allah says, فَبِمَا كَسَبَتْ أَيْدِيكُم. Whatever evil that befalls is as a result of what? Your handiwork. He said, وَيَعْفُ عَنْ كَثِيرٍ. He even forgive a lot. So if all of us are ready to do good, nobody will kidnap the other person. This is security-wise. Everybody will have one peace because we have society that are ready to what? To do good. Nobody will harm others with his mouth and his tongue. Nobody will be happy to see others suffer. Nobody will be happy to see others hungry and he is what? His own belly is full and he's okay, he's comfortable. And when you have a society that thinks in that direction, what will you have? You don't even, like I keep telling us, if we are waiting for government to change our society for us, then we will never get that change. We are collectively responsible for changing our society. Everybody have a role to play. It's just like now. The youth alone can never change the country. And the elders alone cannot what? Can never change the country. The youth have their role, the elders have their role. The men have their role, the women have their role. The politicians have their role, the businessmen have their role, the civil servants have their role, the security officers have their role. For us to have a good country, to have a good nation, until everybody discharge his responsibility. Because any sector you move to, if you have people who want to do good, like now, yes, you can meet some officers. Yes, some of us may say, okay, police are bad, right? Yes, one of the best people you can meet are the officers, are called policemen. Yes, you will meet some policemen and they will treat you, and you will, like I do give us one example. One of the person I'm searching to see, to even look for, is a policeman. Why am I looking for the person? Because I don't know her. It's even a lady. I don't even know her. Why? Because yes, she did her work as a security officer that made me feel that yes, she wasn't there to what? To milk me. She was there to save me. Yes, I usually give us example. Yes, I do. I've mentioned it before. This 7-Up area, that Oregon area, at one point it is two ways. You can get in, you can come out. You're not breaking the traffic. You're not breaking the traffic law if you ever enter or get it. But you see, suddenly it was changed from what? To what? To one way. So you see, when change happens newly sometimes, definitely, you will have some who will what? Break that what? That law. And that law mistakenly or out of forgetfulness. Yes, I entered, so I broke the traffic. Oh, I've gone against traffic. Yes, nothing, no sign there to show you shouldn't. But yes, so those who are conversant with the place, they've known, okay, fine, it has been what? Changed. Yes, I forgot and I entered. So it wasn't deliberate, it was a mistake. You see, immediately I entered, then she moved to my front. Then with that, verbal communication have not taken place between me and her. But immediately she moved in, I instantly remembered that yes, something is wrong, and this is what is wrong. And being that I figured out, then she moved in, I just did this. That's all. And she stepped aside. You see, as she stepped aside, she stood there and monitored me to make sure I go without anybody disturbing me. Because she knows there are other colleagues at the front whom if I cross her, maybe if they think I scared her because she moved in and I just, because no communication, it was just swift action. As she saw that, yes, I apologized, she moved away. So no communication. So the other ones blocked me. Those on bike and a bike. Then from there, she just simply told them, I've forgiven you. So she didn't ask me anything, no verbal communication. Yes, I know that what she did there was to correct my mistake. So she wasn't there to oppress me. Yes, if you ask me, yes, I want to see her and I want to appreciate her, I want to thank her. But I don't know who she is, I don't know her name. But sometimes I will just try to run the picture through my head. So, sometimes there are people you will not forget. Yes, it's not because she didn't collect money from me, because even if she keeps me, yes, what she want to collect, I can pay. So it's not because I'm afraid of collecting something. Yes, at least I also know some brothers within the circle that, yes, they can also help me out, even if anything is anything. So, but the issue is, yes, I didn't forget that scenario because of what she did. So you see, somebody cannot wake up and say, okay, all policemen are what? But no. So you see, she there, the way she walked, it made everything what? Fast, because she was there. She is what? Interested in work, not in what? In milking. So it made everything to what? Go too fast, go too smooth. And every cycle, when you come, that's how it goes. But the one who is not there to do good, yes, what he's, because maybe your file can be on a table. The file that's supposed to just take 5 minutes, your file may take 1 year. Because the person is not there to do good. He's there to what? To commit havoc. He's there to milk any person that brings the file to his table. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, we all need to always reflect some of these verses of the Quran we come across. What is most important in your Quranic recitation, you read it, try to understand it, and let it be part and parcel of your life. Don't just come across a verse of the Quran or listen to a tafsir. Then they will tell you, Allah say, in ahsantum ahsantum li anfusikum wa in asattum falaha. Then if you do good, you do good for yourself, and then if you do evil, you suffer it, and then you still continue to what? To do evil, and you are expecting Nigeria to change. How, my brother? It's not possible. So even if you have Prophet Muhammad as the president, he can't change anything if the people are not willing. He can tell you what is good, but the action is your own, not his own. I want us to get something. That's why, like now, in terms of guidance, we have two aspects of guidance. Guidance of what? Explanation, enlightenment. While the second aspect of guidance is what? Application. Because the issue of guidance, explanation, prophets do that to you. But application is your own work. That's why in terms of guidance, yes, the prophets are meant for what? To guide the people. But in terms of work, Allah told the messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ. You can guide whom you like. But who does that? You say, وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah guides whomever He likes. So if Allah wants to guide you, if you like it or not, He can force you to be righteous. Yes, He can do it by force. But you as a person, preach to people, talk to people about Islam. But Allah told you that la ikraha fi din, no compulsion in what? In religion. That's not your area. You tell people how Islam is and let them do what they are called. But ma ala rasul illa al-balagh. Nothing is on the messenger except to what? To pass the message. That's why even a prophet, yes, you have prophets who are passing the message and you have their own wife not accepting the message. So he can force his wife to become what? A believer. Yes, he can preach to her. You have example, like I said, Prophet Luke. You have Asiya. Yes, her husband forced her to become a kafira and she refused. So sometimes even those close to you, sometimes at a point you can't even force them to certain level. May Allah Ta'ala make us righteous people, people who will be inclined towards doing good and abstaining from things that are evil. Because by doing evil, we're harming ourselves, we're not harming anybody. أقول ما تسمعون أستغفر الله العظيم الجليل لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب وخطيئة فاستغفروه إنه هو الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. Indeed, as a mu'min, your ultimate goal should be Allah Ta'ala. The first person you want to get His pleasure, you want to get His acceptance should be who? Should be Allah. If Allah is with you, then if the entire world is against you, you lose nothing. But if the entire world is behind you, and you lose Allah, you get nothing. Because no one can give you or can make you what Allah did not write for. And no one can make, can put you in any situation that Allah did not, have not written for you. Allah says in the hadith, وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ الْأُمَّةَ لَوْ اجْتَمَعَتْ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَنفَعُوكَ بِشَيْءٍ لَنْ يَنفَعُوكَ بِشَيْءٍ إِلَّا بِشَيْءٍ قَدْ كَتَبَهُ اللَّهُ لَكَ وَإِنِ اجْتَمَعَتْ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَضُرُّوكَ بِشَيْءٍ لَنْ يَضُرُّوكَ إِلَّا بِشَيْءٍ قَدْ كَتَبَهُ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ رُفِعَتِ الْأَقْلَامُ وَجَفَّتِ الصُّحُفُ. So we all need to go back to Allah Ta'ala. If we want a change in our state, let's all go back to Allah. Some things Allah will change them automatically. Whatever Allah have decided to do, nobody can stop you. So yes, things may be tough. Let us go back to Allah. But like some things will change naturally. Some things don't require government. You don't need government to change some things. You don't need government to make you God conscious. There are certain aspects government doesn't want to get themselves so much involved inside. No government is going to choose your deen for you. Your government won't ask you to be a Muslim. The Nigerian government won't force you to be a Muslim or to be a Christian. But you as a Muslim, you've chosen Islam. You've chosen Islam. And as you've chosen Islam, then let your life what? Conform to that. And you think when you live an Islamic life, things won't be different. Even if it is the land of Kuffar you move to, you will see changes. You will have different. Because the first migration of the Muslims was from what? Mecca. To where? Not to Muslim land. To what? Christian land. To Africa, Ethiopia, Abyssinia. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam moved from his parents' place to where? To land where people don't believe in Allah. Those he met them in the prison, they were not Muslims. He spoke to them about his own place. He was able to convince them. They accepted him. They trusted him. They went as far as what? Entrusting him with what? The treasury of what? The country, the family. But in our own case, you are a Muslim and you are in an office and people cannot see that sign of Islam in you. I do say to my brothers and sisters, why do you worry yourself about somebody not following constitution? What's the big deal about that? You're supposed to, as a Muslim, you're supposed to be more concerned about your brother not following the rule of Allah. Somebody, I do give us this. Anyone who can disobey Allah, disobeying anybody is a minor issue. It's minor. Because if you like destroy the whole world, the way at the day Allah is decide to forgive you, He will forgive you. Nobody will bury him. I mean, then let it do for the whole world what they like. If Allah doesn't accept you, you will still suffer. And the first person you're supposed to be more scared of, you're supposed to be more concerned about, is your Maker. Because He documents everything you do. Government, until what they get evidence. Even if you do some things and they can't prove it, you still go free. But you cannot escape Allah's code. So why are you more scared of the one that sometimes you can even commit your thing and the person sees you and you still escape? And you can still find a way of what? Defending it. I mean, and the one that sees you, who documents everything, the one you can hide from, and you are relaxed about him. When people become more conscious of Allah, wallahi, in any environment you find them, even if they are being governed by the worst law, they can still be the best of the people. So our problems are not our laws. Our problems is what? It's us. Even the way the laws look is a replicate, is what? Is a reflection of who we are. Because we are the ones making those laws. So if you say those laws are bad because those making the laws are bad. Simple. Because the laws doesn't fall on their own. We made them. They are man-made laws. So the kind of men you have will determine the kind of laws what you have. Cars of yesterday are safer than cars of what? Of today. Because the manufacturers of those cars by then have more conscience than the manufacturers of cars of today. Not because they are more technologically advanced. They are more humane by those who are there now. The ones there are more conscious of their profit more than your safety. Those of yesterday are more conscious of your safety more than what? Their profit. Parents of yesterday are more conscious of the behavior, of the morality of their children more than what? Material things. But parents of today are more conscious of material things more than what? The morality of their children. So it made the children of yesterday are more morally upright than children of today. Because the goal of parents of today is they want to have children who will build mansions for them. While parents of yesterday are people who want to have children, who will what? Protect the respect, the dignity of their what? Their family. Because somebody going out, your parents will tell you must know the family you come from. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم لا لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هم إلا فرجته ولا كربا إلا نفسته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا عسيرا إلا يسرته ولا عدوا إلا خذلته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة يا الكريم ولنا فيها صلاح إلا أنتنا على خطايا الراحمين عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون الله عظيم واشكروه على آلائه ولم يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله